and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we're taking a look at the Beast Wrecker Converting Zord from Power Rangers Beast Morphers. This is the Gold Ranger Zord. It has 3 modes, as you can see. The robot mode that is clearly pictured here, the crane mode, and then I guess the Mantis mode, because we're still going on with that. Nice artwork here on the side. Over here you have a picture of the Megazord and then the Ultra Zord. And then you have nice artwork there again of the Wrecker Zord in robot mode. And then it shows off the 3 modes. It shows the 5 Zords here. Now, they only ever show you the Megazord and the Ultra Zord, but the gold and silver can combine and form a Megazord as well. So, I am assuming the toys can do that. We'll take a look. Yeah, they're Mantis mode. It's not a Mantis. I don't know why did we do that? Anyway, let's go ahead. Let's get this guy out of the box and let's take a closer look. So here is the Wrecker Zord in robot mode. I think it actually looks pretty good. Love the color scheme. Robot mode's pretty solid. Articulation-wise, you really just have the arm movement, which can go back and forth. I guess it can go all the way back like this as well, but then it hits the shoulders. But, I mean, you know, Power Ranger Mecha / Sentai Mecha are not really known for their articulation. But I guess the Racer Zord did have a decent amount of articulation. But in any case, this is really it. This guy doesn't have anything in the hips, in the knees. It's really just the arms. He does come with these 2 kind of bladed weapons that you can unfold. And then there's some handles down here. And you can put them into the hands like this. So he's got these kind of 2 giant blade weapons. Now over here, he's got the hook. And if you want to use it like this, you can. If you want to open this up, you can as well to reveal a fist underneath. And then you can put this second weapon in if you would like. Go ahead and get that in there. So I think that's kind of cool. I like the bladed weapons. Pretty cool. If you do not want him to use them, you can store them on his legs. Get them out of there. So he's got these pieces on the side of his legs. You can turn them like this. You can turn them back to the side. So you would just fold these up. And then they have a little peg hole here on the back. And that just pegs on like this. So you can store these on his legs. Gosh darn these things. It's a little hard to peg onto sometimes just because the hinge wants to move. But you can store them like that. If you'd rather, you can rotate that to the side if you like the look of them being on the side of his legs better. So you have a couple options like that, but that's pretty much it for the robot mode. I think it looks good. The face sculpt is decent, and I say that because you can kind of see like at the bottom here. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be, so it looks like a bug mouth or something, but basically what happens is these are going to flip up because it reveals another face underneath. And I really like the look of that face. That is a really excellent face. Nice silver paint for the faceplate. Red metallic face for the... Yeah. Red metallic face. Red metallic paint for the eyes. And silver metallic paint for like the face mask. Looks really good. But when you push these back down, they don't really like meet all the way. And again, I don't know if that's intentional or not. But it almost looks like they got chewed up a little bit. So, I don't love the look of that. But otherwise, there's a lot of nice paint applications. You have the blue, the red throughout, all the gold here. The blue down here is really sharp. I think this is all paint here. All this gold here in the crotch is painted. Because I do have a couple of significant like paint oops here on the side. Might be able to sand those off or scrape them off or something like that. We'll see. It depends on how much it bothers me. Right now, it's not bothering me too much because you really don't see it all that often. It's on the side. But yeah, the paint applications we do get are pretty good. I think the robot mode looks good. It doesn't have much in the way of articulation, but I don't know. I still kind of dig it. I think it looks really neat. Alright, so first up we'll go into the quote-unquote Mantis mode. That still just really bothers me. I'm sorry. I know I keep harping on it. So the first thing you're going to do is push the little horn here on the top down onto the top of the figure like that. You're going to open up the chest here like this. This whole bar will come out. All of the arms are contained on one bar. Put that off to the side. The head will rotate down into the chest where the arms were, and then close that up, and then this piece will come down here and snap into place. At this point, this is actually really cool. So this blue part here on his abdomen, you're going to push that in, and that's going to allow you to completely remove this. And then you can set that off to the side. Come here, take the waist in half, fold this around, and this is actually really cool too. There's another button here that you're going to hold down, and that's going to allow you have to kind of, because these are kind of spring loaded so that he's always at kind of an A stance. You're going to hold that down and then push this in a little bit, and then that's going to slide, and that tab is going to keep that in place. So that's pretty cool. That's how it allows you to, what's the word I'm looking for? Compact the leg. Like that. There you go. Then you're going to peg these. Oops, I forgot to fold in the other foot. Just rotate that around like that. Collapse the leg. That's the word I was looking for. Anyway, so there we go. You put that together like this. You're going to come and bring these pieces, and now you can clip them back together. Just like that. So at this point, you can, you're going to have to take these off. You're going to want to rotate these down like this. This is going to come down like that. You're going to open these up, and you can see that they have little insect legs. So right here, you can see that there's a peg hole, and these pegs here are going to, and it's a little difficult because again, the hinge wants to move, so just be careful. It's not impossible to do, but these things really, like the hinge really wants to move while you're trying to do it. You know what? I might not even be doing it right. I think this one goes in here. It was trying to help me all along. There you go. So once you get that in, there we go. So that kind of, and if you want to like splay these out to the side a little bit just to get a little bit of an angle, you can. So this is most of the Mantis. You're going to come down here, and there's a peg here in his chest, and it's really difficult to get out. I'm just going to stop because you have to really like get a fingernail or something in there to get this out, so give me a second. I'm going to pop that out. All right, so there you go. You can see that I've popped this down. You kind of have to like use one hand to kind of start to pull it out, and then you have to get like another hand to kind of grab onto the lip here and pull it out. It's really difficult to get that in and out of there. You're going to take the arms, straighten them out like this, and then you're going to have this connection port here clip onto this thing that we just popped out, and then you can rotate this up, and here is the full-on Mantis mode. It's a beetle, guys. I really don't know why. Like, it doesn't look anything like a praying mantis. A praying mantis has the two, like, sickle-like hands in the front. This has no hands. This is very clearly a beetle. I don't know why they bothered to call it a mantis. It just bothers me. It's dumb. It's dumb. Anyway, all right. I'm gonna try to drop it. I really am. I promise. But yeah, so it's a cool beetle mode, though. I like the beetle mode. It's neat. Again, not really any articulation in this mode. This horn is so large and massive that it doesn't really do anything. And you can see that the connection is just kind of tenuous. And it'll stay connected, don't get me wrong, but it's just not a very tight connection because this thing is just so heavy. I mean, there's not really anything you can do. But you have the big red eye there, which I think is kind of neat. I like the little beetle legs. Overall, I like the design of it. I think it looks really cool. All right, next up we'll check out the crane mode. So we're going to go ahead and just disconnect this. Put that off to the side for a moment. We'll take the legs off as well. At this point, you're going to flip these up and they will cover the head of the beetle. You will unpeg these on the side here. You can see that there are little clips here, and then you can see that there's a big old peg right here, and that's going to peg into this peg spot right here. So you're just going to flip around and peg that in. Do the same on this side. Sometimes those clips really sound like they're going to break to me, but I think they're fine. They just sound bad. So there you go. You can see you've already got most of the crane mode done. It's very simple. You're going to take these, and I believe you pop these down to the side like that. I think these connect like, I want to say like this. I think this is how it tells you to do it. I mean, let's be honest. If you want, you can connect them any way you want. It doesn't really matter. If you like the silver bladed part going towards the front, you can certainly do that. I think the reason they have it is like these are supposed to be maybe like cannons in this mode. He's got these cannons up here as well. And then you just take this part back, close these back down, and then you're going to connect this in the same spot but the other way. And there you go. There is the crane. So you can lift this up if you want. You can bend it here. You can do whatever you want. You have a little bit of articulation there. And you can see that this kind of rests on that, which is nice. It gives it, because otherwise the weight of it would just make it fall down. This rolls okay. It only has 4 wheels. These, oh no, I guess it does have 6. For some reason I thought these were stationary. I don't know. It almost like when you can see that one doesn't really roll at all. But it's all right. I mean, it's just a little crane. I really like the blue metallic paint here for the window. I think that works really well. I mean, it's as decent a vehicle mode as any of the others have, honestly. I feel like the crane mode is perfectly fine. And the actual, like, the crane can move from side to side because it is on that joint. At least it's supposed to be able to. God, I almost feel like I'm breaking it. This is supposed to be able to move, isn't it? Oh, God, maybe it's not. All right, well, I thought it was. Maybe it's not. All right. Let's not break it then. Jeez, that would have been bad. All right, so it connects on and you just leave it. No side to side. Up and down, sure, that's great. Now, I really thought it was supposed to be able to move. I thought there was a joint in there to move it. But I don't know. I mean, it moves a little bit. But I think that's just kind of the looseness of the connection. But anyway, here's the crane mode. Don't try to 180 or 360 this thing. Gold and silver have a Megazord combination, which is actually pretty cool. We're going to go ahead and disassemble the jet here. Take that off. Take this back piece off. Disconnect these sides from this. This piece will go off to the side. These will connect back together. And I don't know what it is, but for some reason on mine, they don't like to stay together all that much. We'll see how it goes. But you're going to flip the wings up like this. These 2 ports are going to flip up. It kind of connects very similar to the way that silver connected to the Racer Zord. You want to flip these pincers down. Flip these wings back up. Just kind of position these how you like. And then make sure that these are really nice and connected, because instead of using these to connect to like one of the arm ports, these 2 clips here are going to clip onto the side of the arm right here where my thumb is. So just connect that on, and sometimes because it uses friction it can cause this to just completely pop in 2 again, but you can just pop it right back on. So go ahead, put this in his hand. This piece is going to peg onto this piece on the chest, and then this extra head piece, which is for the Ultra Zord, will come around and peg into the butt. There's a little peg hole right there. Hold on, where is it? Yeah, it's right there. So it just kind of, just for storage really. But then you get to flip up these 2 sides of the face and show off that the much cooler face sculpt. I really love that. I think that's a really cool face. So the box calls this, well, not the box, the directions call this the Beast Striker Megazord. And I say the directions because the boxes don't show this combination at all. They all show the Megazord and the Ultra Zord. There's no mention of this. So at least the directions give it a name, the Beast Striker Megazord, which is kind of a decent name. The other thing I think is weird, the Gold Zord and the Red Zord, their directions do not show any of the combinations. Like, they have a picture of the combination when it's done, but they don't have directions for it. The Megazord's combination directions are only with the Yellow Zord, and this combination and the Ultra Zord combination is only with the Silver Zord's directions. That's really weird. I guess they wanted to cut down on paper and not give all the directions with all the Zords, and they figure it's not like you won't have the directions from the other Zord because you need the Zord to do the combination, so it's not like, oh, I only have yellow, I need the directions for the combination, because it doesn't make sense. But it's weird. It's just weird. Like, I would think if you're going to put those combinations in, you'd think you would put it with the main part of each combination, not with a random side part. But oh well. So that's how it is. Because I got the gold Zord and I started going through the directions, and I'm like, oh, I have to go find the directions from the silver board I bought, the silver Zord I bought months ago, and I was able to find them, but it's just weird that you'd think they'd be with gold. Anyway, this is a cool Zord combination. I really like that new face that's revealed. Obviously, it's just a couple of bits hanging off gold, but I still think it's a pretty cool combo. Alright, now it's time for the main event. Time to form the Ultra Zord. Obviously, you're going to need all 5 of the Zords, and I'm going to assume we're starting with the Megazord in the combined Megazord mode, and then the Beast Striker mode, so I'll show you how to go from these 2 combinations. So, starting with Beast Striker, you're going to really just disassemble this guy pretty much completely. Take these apart. You're going to flip the Scarab, mandible, whatever you call that, back in, and then you're going to leave this, and you'll see that there's actually a hand in here. This is going to be one of our new arms for the Ultra Zord. So do the same with this. And there is our other arm. We'll put that off to the side. This piece you can just take off. This piece just takes off. You can go ahead, fold that back down. I'm trying to remember if we need to keep that. I think we're going to leave that like that. This is going to open up. Oop, I forgot that this piece was still on the back. Just put that off to the side. Arms are going to come out. Fold this back. Oops, push the horn in. Fold this in. Close this up. This comes down. I think this actually comes down like this. Press the button. Disconnect this. Yeah, this piece will just kind of sit off to the side for now. Take these apart. You're going to take these off. You're going to push this in to collapse this again. Just like that. Take this piece off. And then fold these feet back into the section. And then you're going to leave these just like this. And that's that completely taken apart. And starting with the Megazord, we're going to take the sword out of the hand of yellow. Disconnect both of these arms. We're going to take this off temporarily. We're going to take the head off. Take these pieces and put them to the side. And then you can leave the rest of this. This pretty much stays the same. So that's how that goes. We're going to take these pieces from gold. Let me shift the camera down here. And you have to take one of these pieces. And this, I think this really just connects however you want. Or maybe they fold, I think they might stay like this. These pieces are rather inconsequential, to be honest. Just kind of connect them in some way. These 2 clips right here are going to peg into these 2 spots right here. And they actually clip on pretty nicely. There we go. So that snaps in there. Just be careful when you're disconnecting them. I'm always afraid they're going to break. All these clips I'm always afraid are going to break, but that's just me being paranoid. So pop this in. Now you know what? I'm going to take this boot off temporarily. Will he stand on one foot? So there you go. And then you can pop this back on. Is that in? There we go. No, it's not in. No, it's not in. What's going on with this? I don't know why, but I've been having trouble with these legs recently. Something wrong with anything. I just, for some reason, I can't find the right spot. And I don't know why. Ugh. being such a pain. For some reason, I find it easier to like line it up on the back. There it goes. I don't know why that was giving me so much trouble. But anyway, so there are the feet all connected, and then this piece will connect onto the side like that. All right, so back up here, we're going to take our arms that we looked at earlier, and they're going to connect where yellow's arms used to connect. And you have to be careful because like these things look like they're in the way, but you can see that there's like that beveled edge, and that's literally just enough clearance for it to connect with this like red's fist that used to be there. See what I'm saying? So like it just fits in the crook there. But so those are our new arms. You're going to take this piece, take off the gorilla head, take this piece from silver. You're going to have to fold up the wings so that it'll fit. Then you're going to connect that here like this. You're going to take the blades from yellow, connect this onto here, and then kind of just pick whatever angle you like. I kind of like to put them out a little bit wider. And then this will connect into the torso. There you go. Like I said, just kind of pick the angle that works best for you. All right, so we're getting there. We have to take the two yellow arms, fold the hands in, take this big chunk from earlier. These are going to peg in right here, like this. There we go. Then you spin this around to the back, and there is a little spot right in there. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe I can lift this up. But it's a little channel right there that this is just going to slide right into. Make sure the head's lifted up, and then that will just slide. Make sure this thing's not in the way. Slide right into that channel. And there you go. Spin this back around. All right, what pieces do we have left over? Oh, I forgot. This actually pegs on top of this. I forgot to do that. There you go. That goes up there. All right, next up, we have the head. You take this piece from the Megazord and the new face, and you pop this behind, and then pop this on the front, and they will peg together to sandwich over top of Red's head, just like that. You will take the giant hook. You will take the sword and pop it in up top. Then you will take the other face from the Megazord and peg that in right here. And then this has a little handle that pops out. And you can put this, I kind of like to put it on this side, but I think you're technically supposed to put it on this side, but just because this is on this side, I feel like it's a little bit easier, but I'll do what it says. I'll put it over here. So we make that connection, and then you take this and put this in the other hand. And there you go. There is the Beast, I think it's the Beast X Ultrazord, or is it just the Ultrazord? It just says Ultrazord. So I'm going to see if I can move this. See, the problem is then this kind of gets in the way. I'll try to rotate the arm out a little bit. So there you go. I'll get a better camera angle. So here you go. This is the Ultrazord. All 5 Zords combined together. I actually really like it. I think it looks really cool. I mean, articulation, I would say pretty much forget it. I mean, technically you would still have the shorter articulation that Red has. You could move the arms a little bit at that connection point, but it's such a mangled hodgepodge of things at this point that there's not really any clearance anymore to move stuff around. I guess technically you could still move this. Yeah, all right, I guess you can. See, the problem is with this piece, it gets in the way, so you really can't move the arms around too much. And you can't really bend at the elbow either because of the same reason. So it's really a shame that these can't swing down or something. But I like the head. I think the combination looks neat. It's very tall. I mean, I would say this is probably, I don't have a tape measure. I kind of wish I did. I would say this is at least 15, 16 inches tall, something like that, if I had to guess. It's pretty massive. Um, and it's sturdy. I think it's pretty sturdy. Like the boots from Gold really stabilize well, and the little pegs on the bottom, which you would think would make it not like sit flat, actually kind of put it at an angle to give it more stability in this A stance that it needs to be in. So yeah, I'm actually pretty impressed with it. Now, granted, this is 5 Zords and each was $30, so it's $150 a toy sitting right here, and I understand that that is expensive, but it's impressive. I mean, it's got a lot of moving parts, it's got a lot of paint applications, it's got a lot of detail, and it's definitely like at least 15 inches tall, maybe even taller. So it is pricey, but it's impressive. It's very big. I really like the Wrecker converting Zord, I have to say. I might even like it a little bit more than the Racer Zord. This one just seems a little bit more solid to me. And it's kind of funny because the Racer Zord definitely has more articulation, but it's like weird articulation, and so it doesn't do much for me. But I really do like the look of this guy. I think the paint apps look good. He seems very solid, very stocky. I like the Beetle mode. I really like the Crane mode. The Robot mode looks great. The combination with Silver for the Beast Striker Megazord is very cool. And just the overall combination of all the Zords with the Ultra Zord is excellent as well. So I recommend picking them up. I mean, if you have the Go Buster Zords, I could understand how maybe you don't care about picking these up because they're fairly similar. Obviously, the connection ports are a little different. And I know a lot of people had problems with the clips on the old Japanese toys breaking, so I think these clips are a little bit more solid, so that might be a reason to invest in these. If you don't have the Go Buster versions, then I definitely recommend picking these up. I think there's definitely some good fun to be had here. Again, nice paint applications, nice detail, nice articulation for the most part. And the combinations are really solid. The Megazord, the Striker Megazord, and the Ultra Zord, all three combinations I think are really good. And yeah, there's definitely some fun to be had here for kids and collectors alike. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching.